What's up, YouTube? Ben? My name isn't Ben. My name is Brian, dude. Oh, you tried to say BSJ. I see. Yeah, autocorrect can be a biatch. Real biatch. Morning, BSJ. Hope you've had a good day so far. Looking forward to the coaching session. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. It's pouring snow here in the Netherlands. I've lived in the Netherlands for about 4.5 years, and it's never snowed this much. Like, not even close. So my girlfriend and I took a nice walk downtown. With her, and we just walked through the snow. Have you seen the speed video? No, I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it. Thanks for teaching us what a dead lane is. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. We'll be starting here in just a few minutes. It's going to be a relatively short stream today. I mean, depends on what you view as short, I guess. Length is all relative. I actually need to go fill my water, but today's stream will be about 2 hours. It's average, for sure. BSJ is almost top 1K Immortal. What server? This is EU. I am 11.27. Been on a bit of a loss streak since the new patch. Haven't been playing too much recently. I'm very busy with stuff. Okay. Go ahead and do this. Hello. Oh, where'd he go? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome, dude. Are you
What's up?
able to click the show chat in the top right-hand corner and type something? We had a bit of an issue.
I am,
the other day.
yes. Hold on. Wait, it says you do not have permission.
Fantastic. Then I'm gonna call you on your private Discord.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Welcome back.
What's up?
So, there was a bit of a problem with the system. I believe you filled in a questionnaire to some degree.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that information. So
Okay.
I apologize, but I'm just gonna have to ask you some questions at the start to get that properly. So, for my sake and everyone, what is your MMR and role today?
So I generally play carry, but I also am able to play support in 3, like for role tokens.
What would you like
my
to get
weakness,
coached on today?
carry.
Okay.
Carry for sure.
Okay.
My current MMR as it stands at this moment is 4,030.
Okay. Very good. Okay. So what is your goal for this session? Like, if you could describe Actually, first off, what do you think your biggest weaknesses are?
I think my biggest weakness is playing from behind,
Okay.
for sure. It's very easy for me to like make the right calls when we're winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to push this lane or like communicate to my team like, hey, I'm ready to rosh. Like, look at this guy, he's out of position, kill him. But like whenever we lose lanes or I lose lanes and I'm behind in farm, that's when I like really struggle. Like if I lose the lane, my lane specifically, I just feel like I lose the game, especially like with the last two patches.
Hmm.
I there was like I don't know, the last couple big patches I feel like nerfed jungle gold and then they moved some camps around with wandering waters and it's just like ever since then that like progression over the last 2 years, I've like struggled to come back from losing a lane more and more.
Hmm. What is your hero pool? Would you say like top 5, 10-ish heroes, whatever, like however many you
So
think are really good for you?
top five would be Juggernaut, Medusa, Luna, Ursa, maybe Wraith King and AM.
Okay. What would you say you're predominantly playing right now? Is it those heroes?
So right now, like I feel that uh Ursa, Luna, and Drow are like the carries that kind of like mesh well with the meta and what I like to do,
Hmm. Okay.
which is kind of weird because I feel like they're very different heroes. But
Yeah, they are. But I think, I mean, in an ideal world, I think that most carries would have, like, what I think we should have in theory is like one hero that covers each situation. Um, Rather than only playing range DPS or only playing, melee bruisers. It's like in an ideal world, I know everybody has some degree of a playstyle. But I think it's important if you have a small pool of heroes that for me, the way my pool of heroes is decided is based on, running into a scenario where I don't have something to pick that like none of my heroes feel good there. And then I'm like, oh, well, what's the problem here? What hero, like what kind of hero did I need in this situation? And then I plug that hole with a different hero. So it kind of makes sense to me, is all I'm trying to say, that your three heroes right now are like very different um, in terms of what they do. Drow, Luna, Ursa. Um, okay. Is that or are those the heroes you'd like to get coached on today, or what's like your vision
uh,
of like the goal for the session? Like what would look like success for you? Just
I would like to focus on my laning ability. Um, if those heroes are probably a good place to start. Um, that's what I feel like I'm going to be playing over this patch at this current moment. I know Clinks is very good, but
yeah,
like I don't like Clinks. You know,
me either.
I don't think he's a good hero. I think he's just busted right now. Um, so yeah, that my goal would be to like look at my laning fundamentals because like when I like watch you coach your videos and your coaching, it's like I do know about like asyncing the creeps. I do know about aggroing. I do understand that there's a guy named Pain Dota on YouTube who
Yeah.
talks about like the priority system. I try to keep that in my brain. So like last hits are more important than denies. Denies are more important than hitting the enemy, and then and only then do you hit the enemy. But like even though I know those, I feel like my brain shuts off sometimes, and I play like someone 1,000 MMR lower than what I am. You know.
Mm. I think the
Uh,
benefit, but also the drawback of systems is like, for instance, that system makes sense to me, but it's not correct in X percentage of situations.
right.
Um, like what happens is there's lanes where if you play for last hits and denies and not hitting the opponent, you get shit on.
Yeah.
And like you have to play to hit them, which sucks. Like you don't want to do that, but there are lanes where that's the case. So I think systems are really nice, but I've also noticed that most 4K, 5K players I coach are they have pretty good systems, but they're usually really rigid. I personally think systems are good for getting you to like a baseline operational understanding of any given topic in the game. And then from there, the system is like a foundation that you then need to build like 10 more layers on each individual thing. Like that's how I view the game.
Yeah.
So perhaps it sounds like there's a bit of inconsistency with your application of your own systems. It sounds like you feel like you tune out sometimes and maybe you're not exactly sure why. Would you say you have an idea why, or is it kind of like just feels like it happens?
Um, I I don't know. I think I probably get like internally stressed, and then I stop thinking about how to play the game. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
I
do.
think like it's very easy for me to fold under pressure.
Mm.
I like not necessarily like rage and tilt, like baby rage in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
game, but if like for instance, if you know the enemy four heroes decide, hey, we're just gonna run at this hero and like stress me out, I like fold. You know?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I can tell why you. I mean, it's funny. I can tell why you resonate with my content or my coaching because you dislike and like similar heroes to me, and you also have similar problems to me. So, um, I can definitely relate to what you're saying. I think a lot of us can. Um, my perfectionism historically has caused one mistake to turn into 20. I always said as a professional player, I was either the perfect player or the completely crumbling under pressure dog shit player. And for me, this mentality issue was actually, in my opinion, what prevented me from being a tier one Dota player.
Right.
Um, because there would just be games where I needed to clutch it, and you're against a really good team, so you're inevitably going to mess up sometimes. And I mean, even if you're not against professional teams, we're all going to mess up sometimes. So then it comes with like, what do we do with that? So, um, how we react to that mess up, how we react to that pressure, that internal stress. For me, that's one of my favorite things to coach on. So I'm excited to coach you about that. I believe I can help you. Um,
It sucks because right now I've been probably hanging around this MMR now for like a year, and I worry that I'm just not one of those people who can get better than this. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like I genuinely believe that like in everything, like if you're a professional tennis player, ranked 7 in the world, like maybe that might, no matter how much you try, that might be your max, and it's just that just what your body is capable of in that application. And I worry that like maybe this is just as high as I'm capable of,
yeah,
like, and yeah, I don't
yeah,
know,
I feel
because
that,
like
man.
I play with so there's a couple like roughly immortal players like Alistair, Roy, Snail, all of these guys, and I've played a couple games with them, and I so like I've seen how they play, how they communicate. I've watched them stream their playing in the dojo and like how like clean their laning phase is. Like I've watched Roy just like not miss a single last hit, and I'm like, yeah, I don't play like this. There's no way I'm getting to immortal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, man. I'm gonna tell you how I view this stuff, and it's not meant to change your mind. It's just meant to give you a different perspective. Um, the way I've, how old are you? Just so I have better context.
31.
Yeah, okay, so you're around my age. I'm 33. So,
Nice.
what I basically learned in my late 20s is that we have, they always say like nature versus nurture. We have
Mhm.
our nature of just like the genetics we were given. We all have innate talents and affinities to like certain skills and certain activities. But I personally believe that that's always there, and I try to be honest with myself about that. It's like at some point it's like I'm not very tall. Basketball, NBA is probably not in the cards for me. That's an example of limitations. But I personally believe that genes predominantly matter at like the absolute highest threshold of like anything you can play. Like for me, most 6'4" people could make it in the NBA, but they'll never be LeBron. Like they just will never be LeBron.
Right.
And the way that I think about it is that we all were given systems when we were young. We were all taught to think a certain way, whether it's societal or whether it's from our parents. And we were all given our own concoction of quote unquote good and bad um, ways of doing things. And in my experience, the only thing that separates people at age late 20s and 30s is how good their systems were when they were taught as a kid. It has like virtually nothing. Like there is, don't get me wrong, like I'm more of a math brain and that kind of stuff. I just look back on my life. I look back on the people who are talking to me about their life, and all of it's just like, this is something I learned as I was a kid because my parents modeled it for me. And for others, they just didn't get that. And vice versa. Like, this is what my school taught me. I had a really good teacher when I was 8. And some people just had really shitty teachers, and maybe their parents weren't the best role models. Like, whatever. We were all given some blend of this. So for me personally, I choose to look at that aspect of things because that's the one I can control. I try to be honest with myself about what my limitations are, but that for me is the absolute last resort when I am 100% confident that I have tried everything. And sadly, I think myself included, the majority of us give up before we've tried everything. Because it does feel like we've tried a lot of things, but in reality, we haven't. And so I guess just for you today, I'm encouraging you that I understand that doubt and that questioning of your own limitations, but personally, I believe there's no way anybody's capped below like 6K, 7K. Like I can get you there. Like if somebody's willing to learn and they want to learn and they have an open mind, it's not saying I can promise everybody I coach is going to get there, but like if they believe that they have the capability to do it, I personally believe that they're you're not going to get capped until maybe 10, 11, 12K. Some there is limits, but for me it's about teaching you to have awareness of your systems, teaching you awareness of how you deal with certain problems, and basically trying to help you rewire that. You have 4 heroes run at you in the middle of the game. What did your life teach you to do in that situation? Let's what would you like to do in this situation? And then let's like talk about how we can reframe that so that you do it. Just for the sake of if every moment I spend thinking about things I can't control, it increases my feeling of powerlessness, and my feeling of powerlessness does not help me get better at anything. So that's what I'm
Right.
trying to do for you today is I'm going to redirect your attention as much as possible. I need to hear what things you're focusing on, so it's important that you shared that with me, but I'm going to try my best to redirect your attention from that. Um so, um I guess I'll give a pretty blunt disclaimer. I am going to be drastically changing the format of VIP for next month.
Okay.
So I'm wondering for you how important it is, like what you like the structure of the session to be that you think will help you the most. Because what I'm promising you today is an hour and 45 minutes of my time.
Right.
Um, so I personally think you'll benefit more from going over replays and discussion. But if you really value the live game, I'm still very happy to give that to you. So I'm wondering, what would you like for today? Would you highly value the live game, or would you like to do what I personally think is best for your problem? Um, but I also not gonna act like I know you better than you know yourself. So, um,
So
yeah, go ahead.
I so I think at least at this current moment, the live game would help me more
Okay.
because then you could see the problems that I'm dealing with, like in live, in action, and I can tell you what I'm thinking at the time.
Okay.
Because if I like I played a bunch over the last 2 weeks to like show you replays
Yeah.
of like where I stand, like so if you wanted to see that, you could see that, and some of them are wins, some of them are losses, obviously, but it's hard for like I can show you a replay and you could be like, why are you doing this? Why are
Yeah.
you hitting this jungle camp at 17 minutes and not over here? And to be honest with you, I can't tell you. I don't remember.
I got you. Okay. So I partially have been wanting to experience now that I kind of know what your struggles are. I'll try to give you gentle guidance within the game, and then we can have the reflection and questions about it afterwards when they're really fresh. How would
Okay,
you feel about that?
that's fine.
Okay, cool. So we to some degree have a plan. I'm fine with Ursa, Luna, or Drow. I'm not picky on which one you want to choose for this. Like you can choose the one. Like I would actually encourage you to just look at the draft and choose the one that you would normally pick. In that situation. Um, and my goal for you in this session is to like during the live game itself is to pay attention to what you're doing, do my best to gently guide you in the right direction around certain things. If you're losing, I will try my best to not micromanage you, but especially when you're dead, I'm going to try to help you refocus yourself on what needs to be done next. That's what often people lose track of. And then, yeah, after the game, I'll have taken notes of things that I didn't understand, why or why not you were doing them. And I'll ask you about them. Does that sound good?
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine.
Sweet. Um, do you have a high enough behavior score for me to coach you? It's like 10K or
I
above.
have my behavior score is 11.3K.
Okay, that's good enough.
I had
Go
I
ahead.
had an abandon recently, so I lost some.
You toxic shitter.
Yeah,
But yeah, go ahead and request a coach within the game.
I
It's the bottom. Oh,
remember.
I'll share my screen if you need to see it, or do you know how?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Here, let me share. Do, 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 do. I think I
What's
found it though.
what's your name on
Only Dota.
Only Dota? Um, there you are. Okay. I'm coaching you now, so you're welcome to queue.
Okay.
Is my YouTube stream is buffering apparently? Yeah, it's not my end, guys. It's definitely YouTube. Yeah, the concern I had about live games is mostly the reliability. Like if you're telling me you struggle in losses and then your team crushes, like
Right. Right.
that's what I'm concerned about.
Okay.
Um, but if that ends up happening or something, we can always spend some time talking about one of your losses.
Yep.
Um, that's
My
the
ex-
only
my
issue.
my last loss, which was with Juggernaut, is actually probably a good example of like me feeling powerless, because even though like I came out of my lane with a net positive, like I went 3-1. I only had 46 last hits, but when you're fighting that much, I think it's understandable to not get as much as you want.
Yeah,
And then somehow, no matter where I went on the map, like it felt like they just chased me around the map. Like if I so jungle creeps have been nerfed or like lane creeps have been buffed. So like I think the idea is that you have to show on lane creeps to get the maximum amount of gold in order to keep up and farm. So you can't just hide in the jungle, right? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but you might be oversimplifying it.
Okay. So anytime I would like show on a lane and like you could end that like so like I would see them come to my side and I'm like, all right, I'm going to the other lane, and I would go over there and they would fight back, and my team was losing, you know what I mean? So there was nothing. It felt like one of those situations where like I was punished because we didn't win our lanes enough.
Hmm.
What was
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, was I efficiently moving from camp to camp? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like that's on me. Uh, did I have the right itemization? Probably not. That's on me. But
My summary
you
of
know,
what you just told me is that when somebody tells me this is more efficient than that, what is much more important for me is what is the opponent going to do when I do this? Um, so if I'm Jug and their heroes can't kill me, then if I show on waves, then they're probably not going to try to gank me. And if they do, it's whatever. I'll spend TB. But if I'm Jug and I'm against like Lion Legion, then I should be able to deduce that if I show on waves, they're going to run at me.
right,
So for me, it's not as much as like, do lane creeps give me more gold than jungle creeps? It's more like, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I do that, what's going to happen? And if a lot of times it's very predictable, if I show on lanes, they're going to run at me based on the heroes in the game. And if that's the case, then I shouldn't show on lanes.
right.
That's like the deduction that would happen.
I think
Go ahead.
here. Let me share my screen for you while we're queuing so I can show you. In this particular game, the only person who had a BKB piercing stun was this guy. Obviously, I don't think this guy's gonna hit me with his egg. Uh, I would have left long before that egg goes off. So the only BKB piercing stun is his ult. So like I could only be really concerned about him, but my concern wasn't that. My concern was this guy because for whatever reason, dude, Juggernaut has felt real squishy the last I want to say like 6 months. He would show up and crit me and take half my HP.
Yeah,
Like so
half the
like
battle when it comes to showing on lanes is if I run at this guy and he runs at me, what happens? If the result is me running away, then I shouldn't have shown on lane in the first place.
right.
And
Okay.
so you don't necessarily have to die to somebody, but that comes down to who controls what area and to what degree they can control it. So then it's not as much about do I show on lanes or not? It's about coming to an exact understanding of, based on this lineup, based on their positioning on the map, where am I allowed to show in lanes? So a lot of my students, I notice, they try to enter the lane when I'm like, no, 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 don't do that. It's like they're entering the lane near their tier 1 tower, and I want them to enter the lane near their tier 2 tower because they're, in your case, Jug versus Wraith King, where he's not going to kill you per se, but he's going to blink on you and crit you once, and you don't want to go on him because he's a Wraith King. And what I'm now talking about is just an entire concept of map matchups. Necro doesn't. First off, Necro's ult doesn't go through BKB. Secondly,
It doesn't. I thought
no,
the
it
stun does.
no longer does. No.
Huh.
Uh, so it'll do damage to you with the 80% magic resistance or whatever, but the stun does not.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
the
Cool.
only BKB piercing stun they have is Phoenix Egg, but that's obviously on a delay, and you could TP out from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got changed maybe 3 years ago, if I'm being honest with you.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so but the idea is if you walk up to lane against Necro and you have like equal farm, what happens? Right? Your
To be
abilities
honest with you,
good.
I think I win that, to be honest. If we have equal farm, I think Jug wins that, personally.
How do you win
Because
it? What do you do?
because you fish for the ghosts, spin through it, and then when he comes out, ult. And that's
Why
just
would he
assuming that
ghost before you spin? Out of curiosity.
Because I'm right-clicking him.
I see.
So,
So
like,
he would have to walk into you, but most necros go like bots and shit.
right.
So for me,
I'm
my
assuming that
go ahead.
he's trying to man up against me. You know, he's trying to like say, "Hey, you have to leave this because I'm here." You know, so like, you know, walking up, right clicking me, trying to like hitting his Q, trying to bully me away from a wave. Like for instance, let's say in my mind, this scenario, like I'm farming a side
Yeah.
wave. You know, he
Yeah.
shows up, he says this wave's mine now. If it's just me and him equal farm, I would assume that I'm able to bully him away, not him bullying me
Interesting.
away.
You and I have very different perceptions of this matchup.
Really? How
Yeah.
do you see it going?
I see that he would walk up to me and press Q and plus Radiance burn, and at that point, unless it's like 30 minutes plus, I'm sitting at 65% HP, and if there's a single hero behind him like Shaker, I'm dead, so I have to spin and then I run away. Like
I see.
that's how I perceive this matchup, because I'm never gonna kill him in like a 1 second stun, but he will kill me in a 1 second stun because it'll be like a stun into follow up. So for me, it's like if nobody else on their team is there, like you see 4 other heroes on the map, like Necro's showing top and his other 4 teammates are showing mid or bottom. Unless that was the case, I would never run at the Necro. So a lot of
Okay.
map matchups depend on how the +1 given the game would influence it. So you're against Rubik Shaker. So for me, I'd be very scared to show in lane against Necro, and I would secede the lane control to him, and I would farm the camps nearby and scoop up the wave after he's pushed it. That's what I
Okay.
would do.
Try to incorporate that. So
It's tough though.
I have the wrong idea of how this mashup should go, and that's probably not good in this. Like I will try to man up in a bad situation.
What it sounds like is happening, I can almost guarantee from what you've described, but it's obviously still speculation, is that you try to show in lanes too much and you think you win more than you do. And so, and then I think you're putting some sort of pressure on yourself that lanes are more efficient than jungle. So I need to push more lanes. And, you know, we just can't really afford to think that way. Like, we can't. The only way you can think that way is in the draft. It's like,
Right.
I know lanes are more important than jungle nowadays, so I would like to draft to have heroes that kill people on the map. So an example of heroes that like beat Necro on the map are Leshrac, Batrider, something like a Primal Beast, heroes with like high, insane amounts of magic damage. But Necro generally shits on heroes that have to like walk up to the wave and hit it. So, but something like Muerta would beat him, of course. But you know, any of these like melee guys that have to like walk up to the wave and hit it, they really hate Necro, especially heroes that rely on pushing the wave by sitting inside of it, like Centaurs and Axes and Bristles and Tidehunters and Omni Knights. All of these heroes suck against Necro, for instance. Heroes that are good against Necro are ones like, yeah, the ones with insane magic damage that can solo him. Ones that it's usually like duo combos, like something like Sky plus Mars, or, you know, Sky Legion, like something that kills him with 2 heroes. But yeah, Necro for me is like, we're talking about heroes that walk up to waves and it's purely a 1v1. He wins like 97% of them, I feel like. But, and his bad matchups are the ones that beat him. Like, I'm actually curious. Necrophos, Dota 2, Dota buff. Like, I'm pretty sure the heroes that beat him in these matchups are the ones that are his bad matchups. Let me see. Worst versus AA, which, yeah, these like dual damage killers. So it's AA, Skywrath, Doom, Pugna, Grimstroke. Yeah, all these heroes like do a shit ton of damage to him. And then the other heroes are Muerta, Lina, I guess Death Prophet, and Doom make him run away because Doom of the anti-heal. Death Prophet's interesting. Arc Warden. That makes sense as well. Leshrax up there.
Yep.
Yeah, heroes that outrange him. Viper, Drow, Sniper. Yeah, I mean, it's heroes that kill him on lanes. And then, like, the heroes with, like, no stuns suck against him. It's all these summons heroes, and then, like, these beefy guys suck against Necro. Like, all of his best matchups are Naga, Brood, PL, Wraith King, Tide, Lycan, Axe, Centaur. Like, it's all these, like, beefy guys that walk up to waves. Jug is 1.25% disadvantaged against Necro.
Yeah, when you're behind, it feels really bad because you need like a nullifier to deal with him, and even then, it's not guaranteed because your ult can bounce off in a weird direction. If you use it, in a bad time, and your whole idea is ruined.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Got an IO.
Yeah.
So I may communicate to you during this game where I want you to show on lane.
Okay.
Stuff like this. This will be predominantly mid game though.
Your turn to pick.
I hate brew. Oh my god.
Why?
Because good brews are very hard to beat for me. You see him so
10 seconds
little.
remaining.
I don't even know what works against him. His ult is like, it's like a free FU button, like. So good brews are very hard for me to beat.
It's your turn to
Would you be down to try Luna here? For my own experiment, but I also think it's better, can you do the other facet?
Sure.
So the reason I picked you Luna out of your 3 heroes is I think spread damage carries are generally very good against Brew. You just like stand there and hit, and his stuff dies. Like spread damage, satanic guys. Like Gyro, Luna, stuff like this. Sven. The lane itself's a bit annoying. You're gonna need a Quelling Blade because you're against Nature's Prophet in the game. I'd probably go like Quelling, Stick, Tango, Slipper, Branch, I think is the gold you have.
Slipper. Why Slipper?
For damage, because we're buying Quelling and a Stick.
Okay.
The Moon Rider has arrived.
You can go Circle it if you'd prefer it. But then we're just going straight for Treads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, let me ward on the other side.
So, this game, for instance, even if one-on-one matchups you are favored on lanes, you're against Nature Slark, like really good connecting heroes. Like, you never lane against Brew past laning stage. Because if you were to walk up to him and Slark walks behind you, you fucking die. But if one of your teammates walk behind him, he doesn't care. That's an example of what I mean. So you might struggle against Brew because you try to lane against him too much.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just going to do the Treads, Mask of Madness, Manta build.
30 seconds to battle.
I want you to try 2 points Beam, but then max out your 3rd spell and then your 2nd spell.
Okay.
And we're going to try that out.
I think you can set it where only you and him can talk, like, because we can hear you trying to talk to him. Luna. There's like a setting for that, I think.
You can just talk to me. You might need to put like push to talk in Dota or something, because you can talk to me in here. You don't need to. Your teammates are saying they hear you.
Yeah, I fixed it. I
Okay.
typically have an open mic because I
Yeah.
suck at having to find the button to communicate
gotcha.
with people.
I gotcha. I've honestly considered it recently as well. I'm gonna go ahead and let you play. I wouldn't block unless you think they're blocking. It is Nature's Prophet mid, so we want to be a bit more conservative with every trade we make in lane. Don't be afraid to beam for last. It's range creep. Keep an eye on that range creep.
I'm under attack.
Oh, missed the second point. Sorry.
Not the end of the world. It'll just be tough to keep lane equilibrium. You don't have a pull camp yet. You're going to want to help protect that pull camp at 2 minutes if the Mirana walks over. I would just hit creeps forward because you're going to want to push it into their tower.
For the cause. Lucent beam. Ours.
Keep hitting creeps. Walk up and hit creeps.
Yeah.
Okay, you're super low. Block the creeps a little. Yeah. Lane's not gonna come towards you, so just keep it here. Don't hit it only to lost it. Tango up. Be very careful. Watch out, arrow.
Man,
I'm done
I
being
feel like I'm getting
merciful.
punked.
Unworthy.
Range creep.
Yeah. Bad camera placement.
Defensive aggro and then hit creeps. That avoids what happened before. You can deny too. Yep.
I'm under attack.
Buy your items. Boots plus glove. You need to go back to the lane because there's no pull camp and he's just tanking creeps over here. Don't let him do that.
Alright, I was gonna block the coming wave.
I see. You want the wave to go into tower. That's the other way that you can fix it. So you need to force him into tower. Without getting gone on by Mirana. Yeah. You're 2v1 here. You don't need to run like this.
Okay.
Just watch out for Mirana arrow on the side here.
Pulling again, care.
Okay, he's pulling, so yeah, be careful. Looks like... Oh, he's got it. Okay.
Before when you were like, oh, he's 2v1, you don't need to... I was gonna back up and pull the big camp myself here.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that if I have a laning support that makes me strong, I'm just gonna lane.
Right,
If
right.
this supports like an Earthshaker or something, I'd go pull. But Io's really strong. I'm gonna lane with him. Attack these so you can get back to lane in time.
3.
They
Yep,
will
you ready to
find
pull
my
at
blade
5:15?
sharp and cruel, unworthy.
Pull small, not large. You can just tether if he needs to. Oh, small's not there. Go ahead and clear large. Here or the large. You want to get the yeah. You want to get the mad stones, and you have to go back to lane. There's nothing else to do. Taken beam. Oh. Hit Moran instead. Yeah. You're gonna try to defensive aggro, but you gotta be really careful of getting hit by the bruised W. Watch out for that. Don't get baited because he has a bunch of stick charges and shit.
Yep.
Watch out, arrow. Morana's on the left.
No mercy.
You can go back to lane and push it since Morana's out.
Yep.
You're gonna push it and then go farm hard camp, and you can hit the brew at the same time as well if you have opportunity.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Poor wee thing.
Your middle tower is
Let's go
under
large
attack.
camp. Nature's Prophet is 6.
Your middle tower is on
Okay.
fire.
Need to go back to lane. I'll try to not block camps in the future. It's okay though. You're gonna clear this and go small behind your tower. Not the one that's blocked. You get out. So this camp over here. Unless the other one's there. Yeah. You're not laning anymore because they have a Nature's Prophet. And you died to Broodmaster's slow and shit. So you're not laning anymore.
Okay.
Like laning directly against them. You can just actually retreat on farm and look to come back to lane if there's an opportunity. You can actually go back now. I think because IO's respawning and the lane's really close to your tower. But we need to be wary of where IO goes and stuff. Okay, IO came back. So you're going to kill this wave and the next one, and then you're out of here. IO's got the Morana on the side.
Another death.
Yep, you ready for the next wave? You're purely like defensive aggroing and hitting. Like you're backing away from Brewmaster as much as you can. Yep, just hit.
Damn.
Range creep. Okay, back up. Small camp behind you.
Yep. This one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yep. When I see, yeah, behind tower. Put Morbid in your inventory. Tell your IO to help you with the ancients. If you can. Okay, he's like farming his own camp, that's fine. Just farm it, just retreat a little bit. You have your neutral item as well. Make sure you're hitting the big one. Brewmaster is 6. So while you're doing this, we want to be looking at Brewmaster, what he's doing and stuff.
Poor thing.
So be very careful of interacting with him. I'd go big camp. But like, if he walks towards you, you walk back, kind of thing. Yep. Beam the big camp. Grip group. You don't want any of this. I don't think.
Fuck.
Fine.
Sorry,
the big camp?
I was convinced he was out of position. I know
Yep.
you said not to do it.
Okay. I drew a line on the minimap.
Yep, yep, yep.
I know you got a lot going on. It's okay. Let IO take lane if he wants it, but you're not laning. You can beam the creep to get the last hit. Oh. You need to run. You can go to this camp. Over here. You can kite the creeps back a little bit. Make sure you're checking out your lane in the meantime. Brewmaster's a bit annoying. Earthshaker's working on his blink. You can farm back towards your lane. Earthshaker's gonna have blink soon, so that's a small window, but you really can't lane. Actually, you do have Disruptor static.
Top tower is under attack.
I think we just have to wait for Shaker, though. Just keep farming jungle. Be wary, Brewmaster might be running your way. Can you scan right here? Yeah. Yeah. I should have called it earlier, but... Yeah, that's the kind of stuff where we know what we're afraid of, and we just... that's what scans are for, but that's pretty advanced stuff.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay. Because no brew split, you can TP back top here.
Dire's courier has been killed.
It's a bit overzealous. I'm not trying to get you to fight him. I just want you to kill creeps. You need to get out of here before Nature's Prophet's alive, because he's got a Spirit Vessel. Okay, go here. Just farm. Hit big creep. You hit the small creeps a lot. I need you to hit the big creeps as Luna. Now you run into this where your blades don't do anything. Back to lane.
Tower is on fire.
And you're gonna go this way.
The moon smiles upon
You might be getting reload mid. You ready?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
mid,
yeah,
mid,
yeah,
mid.
yeah.
Bombs, bombs, bombs. Unfortunate.
Yeah, he teed me right into the bombs, dude.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
I'm actually not sure like how many you walked into, how many you just TP'd right on top of. I actually don't know. You're gonna TP bottom, and your goal is to show on waves like hardly at all. Actually, what does Slark have? Okay, Slark has nothing. Slark is very weak right now, but you still can't show long against him. Like you're just gonna hit the creeps and run away. So, next wave's coming in. Oh, yeah, that's you. Okay. Remember to put points in your W after this. Be careful of Slark. Remember, Nature's Prop. Don't do this. You're still scared of him. Yeah. Because of the other heroes in the game, not because of him. Your void's going on him? You have Eclipse in too. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Disruptor has Glimpse. Only level 2. Nice. Okay, buy your blade and the TP. And push the wave. You have a Disruptor with you? They're dead as well. So you are running from anyone you find here. But you are still pushing the wave. You're getting away with murder right now. Go small camp and then try to go wave. But we might need to run. Just remember, Nature's has a fucking Spirit Vessel, so...
Right. I don't
Go
see
wave and
anybody other
hit it
than
and run.
Brew.
Yep, just hit it and run. Mask of Madness and everything. We need to get the fuck out of here. Be wary. Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, so... I can tell your big issue is knowing how long you're allowed to show on waves and when you can show on waves. So you're right to be afraid, but, you know, use Mask of Madness. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Use W. Use everything. So sense of urgency, push waves. But that's dynamic, and that's something I'll try to help you with throughout the course of this game. So you can't go to Bruise lane. Go ahead.
I feel like I want to be here in the triangle. These 4 camps on the side.
Yes, but we need to push up as far as we can without dying, and you didn't need to die there. TP here. Mid lane, sorry. Mid tier 2. That works too.
Sorry, I saw.
There's no stacks
I
or
saw-
anything here, so I don't see a reason to be. But yeah, stay if you're here, you're farming.
a new moon.
Use your neutral.
I'm not ready.
I do hit the small ones a lot.
You hit them
Not
all the time,
intentional.
actually. Yeah,
I hit a auto attack. That's why.
Your
see.
top tower is under attack.
it's actually a really big problem for you. Like on Luna, it's probably halving your farm speed.
Okay.
Your middle tower is under attack.
They're all missing, so I wouldn't walk forward. Just go camps. Go camps, go camps, go camps. These camps up here. Those camps are
Okay.
closer. And you have more wards on that side. Nature's is going Orchid. You're gonna want to try to return to
Your
lane.
middle tower is under
What's
attack.
going on here with this reload?
Your middle
Okay, go
tower
here.
has
This
fallen.
camp here. You're not
Put
returning to
the
lane now.
torch.
I don't know where Brew is, so just be careful. Oh, that camp's gone. Then go to these two over here. Can you scan that area? See if there's a Brew in here? The area I'm telling you to go to? Okay.
Is that it?
You can probably scoop up this wave top since you have your supports coming.
Dasha.
Your top tower is on fire.
Make sure you buy a TP with your next cruise. Go one more wave. Be careful of Brew though.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
One more wave. Go, go, go. We want to get the fuck out of here. Push, 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 but be careful. Just be wary. You're very scared. Run. Use your neutral. You can farm back, I think. Get your stick in your inventory. Nice. Fuck yeah. Go back camps. After this camp, TP mid wave. And then you're gonna farm like this.
Insignificant.
If action continues on side lanes after that camp, go mid. Yeah, go mid after this. You can hit tower, they're all showing. Free tower! Kill a wave as well.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
And then you're gonna back.
Radiant's
Be very careful, they just forded this wave. You can probably hit it.
tower is burning.
Gotta get the
I'm
fuck. Okay, that's fine. You're scared, you're scared. Check Rune though at 18. Okay, just go triangle.
Bottom tower has been denied.
Or whatever it's called nowadays. Brewmaster has Radiance. You've almost got your Manta.
Your top tower's going down in flames.
Don't, yeah, get rid of those tangos. You're going lane next, bottom. Earthshaker, no echo for 80, so we're not really looking to fight unless Disruptor catches somebody. But, like, you're not baiting anything. You're not the one getting gone on here. Slark has a Midas. He's kind of useless. But still back up
everyone's
if he
busy.
shows. Like, just hit the creeps and be careful. Yep. You can go on him now. Okay. Oh, the guy.
No ult.
Okay, maybe. Fine, you guys might be able to take this tower, but you need to not be the one getting gone on. Earthshaker actually just TP top. You're going to push the wave and get the fuck out. Go camps as well. Because you've got a bunch of heroes here. I'm just not hitting that tower because their Brewmaster's missing and you'll just die. If Io wants to hit it, that's fine. Okay, they're not
Enemy's
defending.
bottom tower's gone down in flames.
Don't go Axe. This Slark has no ult. He's crazy. Push wave. Go junk. Go the ancients beneath you over here. Where are those going? Lane. Okay,
Yeah. Shoving lane.
Your
that's fine.
middle tower
Make sure you're hitting the big creep. Go. Keep going with your team. Like just follow your team on the map here. Camp's already dead. That's fine. Keep going. Oh shit, they were invis. That's my bad. Use your W. Damage reduction. Try to hit. Just try to hit. No reason to run. Yeah, that's my bad. I didn't consider Moran ulted. I thought you were
That's
safe with
okay.
your team scouting for you there.
Where did he come from? Did he come from the back?
No, Brew was just, and he had TP'd into the tower invis.
I see.
I expected your night vision to protect you there because they have no like hard initiation, but yeah, it's my bad on that. So you're gonna go BKB, into Butterfly
No eggs?
Satanic. No eggs. Dog shit out of it. Not with this facet. Your job this game is gonna be to stand still with a Butterfly and a Satanic and kill things.
Okay.
TP into these camps first, so kill these camps before the minute mark. If you can, or at least one of them. Oh, that's not the... Okay. Tier 2 is better, but it's fine. You can go those camps, and then go to wave.
Am I gonna be able to stack? Do I have
Yeah.
time?
For the cause.
Check lanes while you're going to this camp. Get the Wisdom Shrine. Oh, Nature's Prophet. Massive Method. Nice. Disruptor. Sick. Go lane. Okay, so Brew has an Axe. He's pretty scary. We want to avoid him at all costs. Go camps after this because we saw Brew mid.
Which ones?
The one's next to you. You're gonna go like this. You're continuing because you see the guy that scares you.
Your top tower is under attack.
And Nature's is dead. You're gonna go small camp and then Ancients below you after this.
Okay.
Triple stack for Yuna.
He says that's triple stacked. Should I?
Yeah, that's
Change
fine.
route?
You should finish these two camps and then TP to the triangle. You can TP triangle right now, actually, after the camp.
I missed my
Yeah.
TP.
Fine. Fine. You might go to this. Are you ready? They killed Brewmaster. Yep. Okay. Your Manta timing is really strange. I'll talk about that later. Like you're sending them to a wave that your teammates are farming. Use your W and farm it. Yep, new minute mark. Just farm the camps. You've almost got BKB. If Brewmaster's out of the picture, you're really strong. So he's kind of our condition for fighting. We know if he's in there. You can go to the two camps to your right.
Okay.
Make sure you deliver a TP as well. Your team might be fighting, but you don't have BKB yet, and you don't have ult, so just let them do their thing. You're gonna go back to mid now. Walk. TP mid. TP mid. TP mid. TP mid. You can look to join the fight after mid wave. Or before. Either's fine. No need to be afraid. Okay,
Oh, Jesus
just
Christ,
go mid.
bro.
we can talk about that reaction later.
Fire.
It happens, dude. It's
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
the end of the world.
Yeah. Push wave. And then go camps that are towards your teammates because you're strong.
Arcane energies.
You might need to fly yourself some clarities. Keep going towards your team, though, like this. They could run like this, so just be careful. But we see them mid, so... You're gonna go straight to wave, because it's away from where they're coming from. And you can farm your way up away from them. Keep going, it's fine. You're gonna go backwards after this camp. That works too. That's fine. Hit his ass. W.
If I had hit W instead of fucking Q. Yeah. I just wanted to get out.
Yeah, I can tell you're like scarred by Brew or something.
Yeah, you see him so little in my bracket that like I don't know how to play against him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's about do we have ways of killing him? And you guys actually have good ways of killing the hero. You have Earthshaker and Disruptor. Like, for me with Brew, it's like, what's the likelihood he can get his ult off and what's going to stop him? And in this game, you guys definitely have tools to stop him.
Your bottom tower is on fire.
And you also use Manta before he hits you with spells. The spells counter Brew, so you have to save them for Brew's spells. Go ahead and TP bottom. Yeah, your biggest fault there was actually using Manta before he used anything on you.
Yeah.
Oh, keep going bottom. So running down the wave.
Your middle tower is under attack.
You can go camp after this. Actually, go through portal. Keep running. No, don't run that way. Don't run that way. They're coming from this direction, so you're in this direction. Yeah. So something that happens in like I've been trying to make a video about it. You're scared. You see them here, and you ran this way. You see them here. You're scared. You run this way, because they're over here.
Yeah.
I've had to teach people that when they're scared, retreating towards their base is not the play. It's retreating away from the opponent. Pretty much everybody I've coached, their instinct is to run towards their base like this. When they see people here, a guy ahead of my session did this when the enemy was right here. Stuff like this. So it's really interesting. Yep. But just something to mention. So yeah, in this case, you're right to be scared. You're running away from the opponent. So we're running the opposite direction of where they are. And gates give us a lot of flexibility with that. So now
at this point, I'm very concerned about our ability to win this game because just like looking at how much map control they have and seeing this Slark with Midas, and
okay, my question for that thought is, what do you want me to do with it?
I don't know. I'm just venting.
I got you.
I'll see your entrails.
Voicing the concern makes me feel a little better about it. I don't actually want you to do anything about it.
Interesting. Gotcha.
Oh my god. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry for my language. I fat fingered my BKB.
Should happen.
I thought I was hitting my mask.
Clear this camp and use Manta on this wave here. Keep retreating back though. You don't have BKB. Make sure the illusions hit the wave. I think they might have missed it. Yeah. Hard to tell nowadays because they give no fucking vision. Oh, maybe that wave was cut or something. We're going backwards. Use the clarities and put the slipper back in your inventory. Walk towards wave. You see brew mid, so you're gonna push top. You have TP, but no BKB, so we're chilling. Keep going. Slark's showing mid as well. You're gonna keep going. Keep going. Go camps nearby as well. These ones over here. Try to look at mid as you can. Looks like your teammates relocated. Brewmaster split was used. Make sure you're clearing the camps nearby. Your team has gone. I would TP. Just hit. Manta. Hit! Are you afraid of? Hit! Ooh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so there's like, how do I word this? It's interesting. There's teamfight spells that give you momentum to hit, and then there's teamfight spells that, like, and then there's times where you don't have momentum to hit. Like, they need to leave that Disruptor Static Storm, so you need to stand and hit. But then when
Right.
Static Storm's over, you would need to run.
Right.
But you ran during Static Storm, and then I told you to go back in, obviously, and then by then the Static Storm's done, so... Interesting.
So, my thought, I think, during that when I ran was that I didn't want Slark to, like, be able to just free hit me, even if I'm free hitting the other people. So I was going to back out just, like, a few hundred, you know, cast
Your
range,
bottom tower burned to the
and
ground.
then turn around and continue to hit when I was no longer the primary target, hopefully. You know what I mean?
I see.
That's probably the wrong thought, but that was my thought.
Yeah, you have a Static Storm on the ground, and you have an IO buffing you up. Overcharge, very strong spell. So I need to hit
Yep.
during Static Storm overcharge. You're overthinking it, I think.
Right.
When are we strong to hit? Not about, like, what does this hero do? Go here.
I will not fail again.
Okay. Unfortunate that he's taking the wave. Yeah, they might see you. You might want to back towards your team, actually. This game's really awkward now. Buy your Eagle Song from Secret Shop. Go top wave. Clear the wave and then Manto. And the down wave. Your team's walking out. You can walk out with them.
Dyer's courier.
You can advance on the map like this to these camps. They're spawning at 35 or at 31. This camp right here.
The mini-map showed it as not being spawned.
Yeah, yeah, 31 minutes. I just didn't want you to skip past it. So you're going like this.
Yep.
Somebody's taking wave, so we're not showing on wave. But we need to be aware that... Actually, he's not taking wave, so you're gonna manta the wave. And then farm the camp. They could go through portal, so we need to see where they are. If they show mid, then you're gonna go to wave. Nope, they're top. Okay, they showed on Marana.
I saw techies too.
Yeah,
It was
okay, we're
Brew.
good. You can keep going then. You might need to BKB TP out, but you can just leave that, yeah. TP home, TP home. Like, yeah,
Bottom
base.
tower is under attack.
Oh
Make sure
my
your
God,
items
wow.
delivered to you.
It's my courier's dead. And
Okay, I see. Oh,
Bottom tower is toast.
you gotta walk up
Come on,
closer.
bro.
Oh, you're stuck. I see.
Yeah, from my TB.
Okay. W, BKB, ult. W. Fuck him up. Yep. Just heal, just heal, just heal.
has-
Get your heal, get your heal, get your heal. Heal up. You gotta go ready to defend. Use fort if they keep killing your rack. If they, yep. Fort, and walk out. Yep.
Structures are fortified.
You have Manta in a bit. Pressure W. Pulling. Oh, yeah. The Manto's a bit. That's my bad.
Ah,
I didn't realize he had
dead.
full Bloodthorn. Hmm.
great. Even bother to buy back?
Probably not.
Bottom tower is
Hmm.
If it's sympathy,
Disruptor brought back.
talk to my sister.
You gonna get the glimpse? If he gets the glimpse, you can consider it, but he didn't get the glimpse. Make sure your Eagle Song. Yeah, keep the quelling in your inventory. Mark the slip. Mark the slipper. Send your courier to their secret shop right now. Go ahead and buy your evasion talisman or mark it to buy. If you can, send your courier like this. Mark your other item to buy and go fight. Nice. You can still win this game. Yep, you have your item. Make sure you fly it to yourself.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't
no,
chase
no,
into
thank
that.
you.
Just go top wave. Just go top wave. Get your item to you as ASAP. W and clear.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're definitely not used to
Have it.
having this facet, I think.
habit.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't want to be up here.
Yeah, you can go to wave bottom. They all show top. You're gonna do like this farm and get the wisdom shrine. Just farm them. You don't want to drag them into each other at this stage of the game. You just kill them really quick. Techies is running at you, so just walk down the wave. And then Manta and leave. Manta and TP base. TP base.
Your top tower is under attack.
You guys might be able to burst this guy.
The fire extinguisher.
Oh, it's like a illusion or something. You're gonna want to follow up the static storm and the Earth Shaker.
Yep.
You probably need to get gone on yourself and just be ready to Manta BKB and stuff. If you get arrowed, you're fucked, but just don't get arrowed. But you're gonna need to get gone on here.
Okay.
You need to like defend. W. Keep hitting. Yep, just keep going for it. Hope for the best. So the beauty of having save supports is you can be more greedy with your BKB usage. I think you gotta trust your teammates a little bit more. You're popping it way too early.
Okay.
The only thing that you would BKB through is a Morana arrow literally guaranteed to hit you.
Okay.
So a lot more patience in fights with your BKB. Send courier to their secret shop and like hide it in the trees, like over here.
Yep.
We definitely need that satanic.
Your top tower is under attack.
The Techies is very farmed, but he's not a core, so we'll outscale him, of course. Just need to keep in mind he's very scary. Nature's Prophet has a Hex.
Yeah.
I guess you probably do need to BKB ahead of time, but even with that, I think you have to hold it a bit longer than that when you have IO and stuff behind you. When you have all your teammates behind you, you have to hold it. Nope, nope, keep the courier there. Where are you putting it? Where's it going? What are you doing?
Oh, I didn't fucking do it. I was alt-tabbed, actually.
I see.
Auto-deliver sends it back. If it goes somewhere, and it decides it has nothing to do, it comes back to base.
Oh, they see your courier with their courier, so you're going to move it. You can, yeah.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
You can go top here, walk. Make sure you walk.
Yep, yep.
Your IO's dead, so you're going to need to be more conservative. Just stay up here. We need to try to finish our Satanic.
Yep.
You're going to kill like 2 camps, and then you're going to TP mid.
Okay.
Your Disruptor might be trying to kill this guy top, actually.
Your middle tower is
I think they're all there, though. Yeah. I wouldn't try to go for that. Manta, the bottom wave, I think? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's
Well, that's a bottom bomb.
Kinda
Just
worth
farm
it.
back towards your team, yep. Oh, shit. Just heal up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really need that Satanic. If you can get attack range on the neutral. Yeah, nice. Slark has a blink.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier when he got away
Hmm.
in the fight because he blinked away. It was very weird. Never seen that. Never seen that.
Gotta like try to retake our triangle. Can you draw your team to draw here? We can't let them show top and not farm our triangle. I guess Techies. Okay, Techies is a bit weird. Push bottom. Farm the camps on the side. They're running towards you, it looks like. You can use your Manta on bottom wave and then run back to your team.
Why am I not attacking when I hit attack? I feel like I'm doing nothing here.
Yeah, not too much to do. You can get the camps on the right, send your courier out when it respawns to your own secret shop. And you're gonna have to like micro the courier very smartly. Clear the wave, I think, yeah. Wave, wave, wave.
Yep, sorry, I was handling my courier.
They could be there. Watch out for arrow. You're gonna have to BKB. Okay. Saved you. Just run. Send courier to shop. Disassemble your Mask of Madness. Sell the second component of it. Buy the Claymore thing. Get your item to you if you can. It's all that matters that you get your item to you. Don't run it through their heroes. Your courier is super important. Fortify it. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna have to get the item and go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Yep, just hit. Nice. Fucking go. Hard. Nice. Nice. We're doing it. You're gonna go top wave after this. Or bottom wave, actually. Yeah, bottom wave, bottom wave, bottom wave, bottom wave. Keep going bottom wave. They're all fucking dead.
Your top tower is under attack.
You're gonna go Swift Blink. Next item.
They share my
And when your teammates go in, you get the fuck in there. You Swift Blink, you W. You fucking go. And I would hold BKB unless your teammates have not locked them down. So you're gonna farm this and then go like this. Kill all the camps
Okay.
along the way.
That's
Radiant
why
structures are
I had
fortified.
auto attack turned off. Why would I do that?
Keep going. You're gonna go back to the wave after this. Wave,
Okay.
wave, wave. You're gonna try to kill this tier 2 if possible.
The enemy's middle tower has gone down in flames. Radiant structures are fortified.
They're respawning. Just summon Manta and Blink here. Just
Oh
back,
shit!
back. Oh. Run. Just run. You need to get a TP. Run, run, run. You have no BKB. Run like this. Maybe get the Wisdom Shrine and farm the 2 camps. You don't have BKB, so we gotta be super fucking careful. He has BKB. You might be able to go. Yeah. W. Stop him! Okay. Nice. Earthshaker's dead, no buyback, so actually not nice. Be very, very careful. They might try to all in your throne with Brew, so you're gonna have to be ready for that. Blink home and get mana. Oh, yeah. Get mana, get mana. Tell your quelling. Okay. Your only objective here is to defend. We need to survive until Earthshaker's alive.
Okay.
Anything aside from that is not a priority. I mean, keeping Rax alive as well. Your Disruptor has no Ags, so they can be... He almost has Ags, actually. You can farm camps on the right. Yeah, you can farm these. You see enough. Techies has a sheep. You're going to want to save buyback. Go one more wave with your hero. Oh, wait. They're in their base? What the fuck is this? Disruptor just decided to save him. Okay. Scan your triangle. Okay, now you show.
This makes it all worthwhile.
Link forward. Yeah, it's fine. Nature's Prophet's alive, so you gotta be very careful. You gotta be like a ninja. You can't show anymore. No more showing. No more showing. No more showing. Oh, this guy has a Bloodthorn and a Hex. Can't do that. You are not the point of contact. Go base. Run, run, run. It cannot be you that gets gone on. You will die. We have Disruptor Ags, so we're looking to blink W BKB on top of a meaningful Echo Slam or a meaningful Disruptor Ags.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go from here, but your job is to not get initiated onto and be ready to follow that up.
Okay.
You will maybe have to defend your Rax with your hero. That's why we have buyback, though. Yeah, you'll probably have to defend your Rax. Yeah, you can blink W and kill the thing. Nice. Nature's Prophet on the side. I need to get in there. We have buyback and they're killing Rex.
My God.
W.
He blinked ahead of me.
Yeah,
My blink got canceled.
Push buttons. I don't need you to talk about what's happening.
Believe me, I was. I don't know if I had my illusions selected there,
yeah.
but I was like hitting C and X.
I see. We tried.
Yeah.
It was a tough game. I mean, I did learn a lot about what we can talk about, though, so that's a positive. I'll need you to send me the replay ID.
Okay. Okay. Get all this nonsense. All right. So, in our call chat is the replay ID.
Oh. Nice. Oh, actually, I can probably see it on my screen right now. I was just busy with something. Yeah, I have some notes, but we're going to pull up the replay. So I guess we can talk about some mentality stuff right now. I'd like to hear more about feeling better that the game is hard. What does that do for you? Like saying that this game feels like you. I don't remember exactly what you said. Like with their map control, this game feels really hopeless or something like that.
Yeah. So I just I understand that like there obviously was like a route to victory, and it was just mainly like you ever like have something really bad to you and you just tell someone about it and you feel better about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you know, this you know, my mom abused me this is drastic, but you know, telling a friend about something like that, right? And
Yeah,
you
of
just
course.
feel better sharing it with somebody.
I
It was
understand.
kind of like that for me.
I
I was
see.
just like sharing it. I felt better that I shared it. I continued to play the game, you know?
I
I
see.
think like sometimes if you say stuff like that in chat, people assume that you're trying to be a jerk when you're not. You're just like, you know, saying how you feel in the moment. Like this game feels hard, you know, like I don't see a path to victory, you know. Or I don't see an easy path to victory, and people are like, "Oh, this guy's toxic. Report him." And I'm like, I'm not trying to like bring the mood down. I'm trying to just like decompress and like you know like say I
Okay,
say this and then
I'm gonna
Isles.
interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt you. Do you? I
Yep.
may not describe this perfectly, but do you know what transference is?
No.
Basically, I'm gonna sum it up for you, because I'm not a qualified therapist or whatever. But you're literally transferring your negative emotions to your teammates, and that's why they're mad at you. What you're doing is offloading your negative emotions onto your teammates in the middle of a game. So
Right.
confiding in someone, it's very important because we need to be empathized with. Like that's what humans need. So what I'm detecting is a need for empathy, which is completely reasonable, and I'm not going to diminish that. But there's a right place, right time, right people to do it to. That's what you're doing. I would equate to going to my boss and crying. It's like, it's just not appropriate. It's not the right place. It's not the right time to do the thing that you're doing.
Okay.
So I want you to know that yes, there are moments in the game that it really sucks, but what I've learned for myself is to make clear distinctions about right place, right time. Don't dwell on what you said or did. My encouragement for you is when people respond to you in a way that doesn't feel good, like people calling you toxic and stuff. The problem with Dota players is they're not giving you good feedback. Their feedback can be useful to you, but it's not delivered well, like at all. So you're asking for empathy, and they're trying to play a game of Dota 2. So they're like, I'll be honest with you, most Dota players are not exactly emotionally intelligent. So they're not thinking like, oh, this guy just really needs to hear something and I don't want to talk about it right now. They're thinking, I just want to play a fucking game of Dota, shut the fuck up. Like, that's what they're thinking. And they're not going to deliver it as like, hey man, there's a better time to talk about this than now. Like, that's what I would try to say to you if I was like really caring about you and had emotional intelligence and patience and presence in the middle of a game. But they're in a really high stress situation and everyone else is in doer mode. So like for me, the most important part about the empathizing thing is that you can't empathize and problem solve at the same time. Like they're just two very separate processes. So what I've had to learn for myself is knowing that how you're feeling right there, in an ideal world, you would have someone to talk to about it after the game. Like, it can be a friend, a significant other. It can be somebody you play Dota with, where you're like, hey man, I was like really frustrated at minute 27. I'm like, I felt completely fucking hopeless. I had no idea what to do here. And that is really necessary. So you're not like crazy or wrong for seeing the importance of that, because it is really important. And something that I've told people in the dojo sometimes, and it's actually what we're trying to, like, I'm in the process of like building some events and stuff, and I've talked to my moderators about it. But what my description of this is humans have needs. We need to be empathized with. We need to acknowledge our shitty emotions. And if we don't do it at the right time, or we're not allowed to do it at the right time, it will come out at the wrong time. And then we feel bad because we get invalidated and shit talked and told we're emotional and told, like, shut the fuck up. And so for me, this is what's happening for you. Like, this is my observation of what will happen to you in your games. And I'm first telling you, I'm trying to emphasize to you how important it is that we do process our negative emotions. And so you're on the right track there. But I'm also trying to acknowledge that that sucks, like, meaning, like, it does have to happen. But I'm also trying to show you the perspective of your teammates, not to tell you you're wrong and they're right, but to help you understand what's happening here. Like, when you described it to me, it didn't feel like you knew what was happening, you knew how it felt, and you didn't like it, but it didn't sound like you really understood why that dynamic was happening. You're like, I'm saying this, I'm getting this response. I'm not trying to be toxic. And I fully agree with you. You're not trying to be toxic at all. And I wouldn't even call that toxicity. That's wrong place, wrong time. Right. It's not toxicity. And that's the problem is people. That's why I try to avoid the word toxic, not because it's like a bad word, but because it's so generalized. Like, people will call you toxic for venting during the game, and they'll also call you toxic for being a racist. Like, they're both used to describe toxicity. So for me, it's such a wide umbrella that I tried to avoid the word toxic. So I'm going to pause there for a second because I went off for a long time. What are your thoughts on kind of the whole, like, wrong place, wrong time, my explanation of the scenario? I guess repeat back to me what you heard, basically.
You basically said what I was expressing there is a valuable human skill. It just has no place generally in a Dota game.
Yeah.
Which you're right. You're right. I agree with. It doesn't add productively to the team element of trying to solve the problem. It just generally can make people feel down about themselves, and like, I could not see a path to victory, but my mid does, and by me being negative, he loses sight of the path to victory. And if we're all just assuming that we lost, then no one gains anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it sounds like you understand me pretty well. So I in the past, I've really overly fixated on, like, the philosophical nature of things, but I want to give you a meaningful takeaway from my perspective, like, actionable takeaway. For me, the appropriateness of communication during a Dota game, like, I told you, it's wrong place, wrong time, right? But, like, if I'm a viewer or I'm you and I'm wondering, how do I know the line? Like, how do I know what the right place, right time is? Like, yeah, I understand this instance. Maybe I'm not supposed to vent my emotions or whatever. That's fine. But how do I know right place, right time? The number one thing that I say for you guys, the communication that is appropriate for a game, is how actionable is this communication? I want you to ask yourself, what is my teammate supposed to do with this? That is the question. And then the follow-up question, how actionable is this statement? Next, how many different actions would answer that statement? For instance, we should do something, guys. How many different actions could that incorporate?
Too many.
A bajillion, right? So honing our communication is about being as specific as we can within our knowledge. Like, you can say something like, if not entirely sure, briefly state perspective with a question. So, like, hey guys, I want to do something, but I don't know what. When's our timing? Like something like this is like, it's not like perfect communication, but giving an actionable question. It's not like, what are we doing here? That's not an actionable question, right? Like, what are you guys thinking? Or like, these are very generic questions. It's like, what is our timing is generic, but very specific, because somebody's going to say, when I get BKB, go. Like, they can give you a single actionable thing to take away from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put in your notes just communication within the game. What is considered appropriate is how actionable is my statement? How many different actions would answer that statement? And if I'm not sure about what to do, briefly state perspective with a follow-up question. So during the game, like, I haven't had to explain this to anybody yet because since I've been learning about it, it hasn't specifically come up in a live session. Just that's purely coincidence. Is that during the game, my reaction to you, since it was paused, was like, what do you want me to do with that? And that's effectively what your teammates are thinking when they tell you, like, shut the fuck up, stop being toxic. Like,
Right.
that's effectively what they're thinking. So remember, guys, everything you say in the game, even if your teammates are not consciously thinking it, they are going to ask themselves, what am I supposed to do with that information? Like, that's just what they're going to do. Teammates are going to think, what am I supposed to do with that? And that's why certain people, like, I've been trying to work on my leadership skills because historically they have not been very good. This is like a very long rabbit hole of getting better at this sort of communication because it requires us to have a clear idea of what it means to be actionable, as it requires us to have a clear idea of how sure we are at any given moment in the game, knowing what to do with in terms of our communication with every degree of certainty that we have, knowing, like, having the self-awareness to be like, my teammates are kind of acting like this all game. The vibes seem kind of bad. I have to communicate it in this way. There's like fucking layers to this. And the problem is none of us got taught this, myself included. None of us got taught this. And all we're done is, like, our feedback is shut up, noob. And then you get reported. Like, that's the feedback we get. So, you know, I speak like, how are any of us supposed to get better at this? So, you know, part of what I'm trying to do in the dojo and what I'm talking to you about now is hopefully giving a few questions for you to ask yourself, to think about in regards to everything you say during a game.
Right.
And I want you to trust your gut. Trust your gut if you are saying something in the game, but realize it isn't the right place. Now, with that gut, find a new place to talk about that. Like, not in the game, anywhere else. You can do it in your pregame. You can do it in postgame. I go fucking vent to my girlfriend all the time. Like, I had fucking shitty pubs today. And at first, I was really nervous to do that because she doesn't fucking understand Dota, and I feel like I'm just randomly burdening her. But emotionally intelligent people, they know that that helps to vent, and it lets you process. Because after you vented, you can then process what has happened. And if we just hold up the emotions, then we do nothing with it. Not telling you guys to go bitchy your girlfriends all the time, but the point is it can be very useful in having somebody that you can do that with. The problem is people either skip the right place, right time part, or they do the venting and then do nothing. I think we all know those people. The people that vent and then we're like, I think there's this expectation that when my girlfriend and I go to each other with venting, that at some point we're gonna like do something about what we just vented about. Like, it doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be in this conversation, but like, you know, there's like this general expectation that I'm not gonna vent about my shitty Dota games all day, every day, have the same problem for years and never do anything about it. Like, it's like I can have problems in my Dota games if they're like different problems. You know, that I'm like growing from and evolving. But that's for me, my last thought is that when you have that feeling in game, we need to retrain your gut. So your gut right now is, this game's hopeless. I don't know what to do. So for me, it's questions like what I would like to retrain myself to do is, okay, where can I farm? Okay, what's our timing? What's the next objective in this game? Like, where can I farm? What's the next objective in this game? What are my fight conditions? How do I want fights to play out? These are questions that draw my attention back to the game. So, the goal is, yeah, I have a shitty emotion right now. That really sucks. I'll worry about that after the game. What's my fight condition? Like, with practice, you can get there. It takes a lot of practice. I'm not trying to make it sound easy, but that's like, the goal is to consciously escort ourselves through the steps of, this is what we're currently doing when we're pressured and we're not in a good headspace. This is what we want to change it to. And eventually, this process that we've had to spend several hours outside of game pondering, considering our options, eventually it takes 5 seconds. Eventually you're just like, okay, I feel this shitty emotion. What's our fight condition? Okay, I'm back. But like, for me, that took years, and I still tilt. It's not like I never tilt. It's just the duration and frequency of which I tilt is like way less. And for me, tilting is not just being toxic. Tilting is also like getting really in your own head, beating yourself up, feeling hopeless. These are all forms of tilt, in my opinion. So I'm done talking your ear off. Did you have any questions or thoughts about anything I just said, or takeaways from that?
Not currently.
Okay. But we can talk about the game now. We're going to look at the game. We got about 20 minutes to review this game. So,
The one problem I have with live coaching, like I think it helps you see like some of my thoughts better. But the problem I have with live coaching is that sometimes it's hard to like formulate my own thoughts. 'Cause like I'm trying to think about how I see the game and what I would do. I have my teammates that I have to watch and listen to, and then I have you also like being like, "Oh, go here." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like anything that I was thinking immediately gets cut off, and then I go do what you told me to do,
yeah.
So it was like it was a more stressful than a normal game of Dota,
Totally. So what you just said is exactly why I'm leaning away from live coaching in the future. I'm really trying to find the optimal balance between how to do this, because I see the benefits of live coaching, but I've experienced what you're saying. For me, I've found that the most meaningful way people can improve is by discussing with them how they think and then helping them rewire that. And so that requires the game to be fresh enough for them to remember what they thought. But like you just said, we can't do that while you're playing. So for me, it ends up being a large period of time where, if I were to watch this game back, for instance, I would see probably like 5 to 10 crucial moments of times that I would want to talk to you, but I wouldn't have heard of you say, shit, I pressed BKB, or I wouldn't have heard you say, this game feels hopeless. Like, I wouldn't have heard you say these things. And that's a big deal. Like, that is a big deal, that I don't know that you're in that mindset. So, my thoughts, just spitballing out loud here, is I'm probably going to actually ask people to play the game like right before we meet, so that, we can get probably more productivity done in less amount of time. That's kind of what I've been realizing, is that live games are just quote unquote inefficient, because there's just certain things we can't do while you're playing, and then there's like downtime where there's not too much to teach you, and then it inherently becomes stressful because the student's learning while they play, and Dota itself is already overloading. So it's like, Yeah, I agree with you, is the long answer I just gave. So what's interesting about this lane, since I want to make sure I get you Dota knowledge as well, not just, I mean, I do enjoy I think this mindset stuff is really important. So I'm not trying to dismiss that, but Dota, you know, obviously we're also here for Dota. So questions for the game. My thoughts, and you noticed it in the game itself, but basically think of I'm gonna use this fucking bun in the oven thing all the time. Think of the enemy range creep as a pastry in the oven. You have to always be ready to take it out when it is done. In
Right.
this case, the range creep is like, what I'm saying is, if you forget about the range creep, you might just burn a fucking pastry in your oven. We always need to be aware of what's going on with that fucking range creep. We just have to be aware of it. So in this game, there were a lot of times where, like, right here, I would want you standing here because you're aware of the range creep kind of dying right now. And then there were other times later where you said your camera wasn't on it. I couldn't see that during the live session because it doesn't let me see that. But so, like, here, it's like, you know, you were ready for it, which was great. And then I think it's like same thing here. Yeah, use beam on Mirana instead of the range creep. You know, I have in my notes, what is beam for? It's for range creep, so you're paying attention closer to range creeps. So like in this case, you know, rather than walking up point blank, we would... this is potentially because you're in live coaching, I'm not sure. But when I walk into tower range, I want to check if my support's here or not. Like, I just look at the mini-map. And since he's not here, you would back here and use beam. So pretty much, I would say 90% of the things you do wrong in lane have to do with the range creep. When are you using your beam? When are you right-clicking the range creep versus beaming it? And keeping an eye on when the range creep is dying in the first place. So, like, if I gave you one thing that would drastically increase your laning MMR, is to think very carefully about the strategy you're going to have about getting range creeps in lane. How does the dynamic play out? If I walk up against Brewmaster Mirana, what I learned from this game is he's going to W me, Mirana's going to have an easy arrow, and I'm going to have to TP out with no HP. So in the future, I'd be like, oh, I can't walk up to these range creeps by myself, so I'm going to beam it instead of right-click it.
Right.
But range creeps are a huge part of the lane because they put you out of position. You can't defensive aggro them. You know, they're worth more gold and XP. So, you know, if I had one thing, it's basically, what is your plan for the range creep? Plan this pregame. Play out how you think it goes, how it plays out. Like, play out in your head what happens when you try to nuke it, attack it, what you're afraid of, how your support plays into this. These are questions that if we get you thinking about it over time, you will just not have this stuff happen nearly as often because you will be consciously learning from the patterns in your lane. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So over time, you're still going to randomly die at range creeps. That literally happens to 15k MMR players. But it's the percentage in which they die. The amount of skill and window it requires to punish. Like, it takes a 15k player to punish them. You know what I mean? So the point that I try to make people is whether you're 4k or 2k or 11k, I can still teach you the plan about range creeps. It's just somebody who's 11k is going to have a better sense of this plan, and you're going to have a better sense than somebody who's 2k, but it's still the same decision. But I think personally for you, the biggest weakness in your lane is the range creeps, like, by far.
Yep.
So it's just want that to be your big point of focus in the follow-up replay. So part of this whole thing is that you get to send me a follow-up replay, and we check up on you. So follow-up replay In submission, like when you give me the replay, explain to me everything you can about range creep dynamic in your lane and what your plan was.
Okay.
And this is something you can watch your replays back for too, if you'd like. Like it'll help you watch it back. Like what? Like how could I have gotten that? We got to be creative because there's a lot. There's so many options in Dota. That's what makes it so beautiful. Like there's so many things to do in Dota. So in this situation, I was trying to tell you to auto attack the way forward because when you don't have creeps, or sorry, don't have pull camps, the only way to fix the lane is to actually push it into them. So that's why heroes like Gyro don't tend to mind if the lane is up here, because if it's up here, he can just flak and shove it into their tower. It's really bad if the lane's up here and they aren't forced to go into tower. And there's nothing we can do about it. But Luna's like okay because you're ranged, you have glaives, all that. So a lot of people try to fixate on blocking the wave like you did or defensive aggroing or some shit, but the part you're not considering is just making this wave go into his tower. So that's something that I think we can fix. Like you can like now that it goes into his tower, like look at what happens to the wave, right? It's like even if this pull didn't go off, you know, the lane would have been a single wave instead of a double wave, and then you push it again, and then it's back in your tower. Is what would happen here. So I'm giving you a bit of a crash course. These are all fundamentals. So range creep, push lane into tower as a method of fixing lane. When farming small camp, you must check the lane to know how much time you have. So this is just going to go through the game in chronological order. So what I would want you doing here is this. To see, oh, I need to get back in time, because you can predict when they're going to come over here, because they'll come over when these creeps die.
Yeah.
Okay. I have this I have this notes for you that I'll be sending you after, by the way. Yeah. So, you know, that was something I had communicated to you at the very start of the game. I don't know if you do this sort of thing, but I thought of likeliness of rotations and threat to me on the map. I thought about that at minute 0. And I was like, they have a Nature's Prophet, so I'm going to minimize interactions in the lane as a squishy ranged guy. So I had told you here to play hyper conservative, right? To just push out the lane and leave. And that's why I did it. I'm not sure if that's what you would have done if I wasn't here. Would you have done differently there? This
Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Basically, this time, I had communicated to you pregame to like spend as little time in lane as possible. So you're gonna farm this camp, and then you push this out. Yeah. And I want you to notice that you barely dodged a fucking gank here.
Yeah, I saw that when it was happening.
And I'm wondering, is this something you trust you would normally do, or did you learn this during the game?
No, I trust that's something I would normally do.
Okay.
I think like getting hit by that arrow the first time was something that happened because I was like overwhelmed with the amount of information that I was getting.
That's fair. Yeah, it's part of the live coaching for sure. Yeah,
I do think me stepping up a little too aggressively is probably a problem that I do have, because I do like I see the value in the creeps, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose this whole wave if I don't step up, and then like people are gonna be like, why don't you have farm? And then I'm gonna look at myself and be like, why don't I have farm? And then I step up and die. I don't think that arrow is typically something that kills me though.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it's really funny. I can tell why you resonate with me as a coach. In my last few months, the journey I've been on, and it's a tough one, is drawing awareness and attention to how often I spend time worrying about how others will perceive my current actions in the future. So what you just told me is you walk up to a creep wave because if you don't have farm, you're perceiving being flamed 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
And I would just like to draw attention to the possibility that that's fucking you. To be
Yeah, absolutely.
thinking that way. Because I do it. I do it a lot. Ask anyone around me, I do this too much. So for me, the number one step, and it's literally taken me 3 months to get this far, is to acknowledge that that's a problem, draw awareness to when I do it, and basically say to myself, yeah, I know I care about what other people think, but this is paralyzing me to act this way. And it's not helping me do this. And that I need to at least acknowledge that this is not helping me.
Right.
That it's taken me 3 months to get that far. So I'm not gonna act like I know exactly where to go from there. I'm learning myself, but I'm totally with you. And all I feel like I can say for now is it sounds like you're aware that that is not going to help you make good decisions. And it's up to you from there to simply draw attention to that not being helpful. Being understandable, but not helpful. Is that all right with you?
Yeah. Yeah. So my general game plan with Luna is to like hit level 4 and then shove the wave and hit the side camps. Like
Yeah.
almost like I almost would rather just miss like 2 of the wave to push it into them and then go to the side camps. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like once you get that like 0.2 or 3 in glaives is when you can really kind of start clearing those with enough speed to like clear the big camp and then come back to the next wave. So yeah, I don't know if this is relevant information to the conversation or not.
No, it is relevant information. So I want you to know that that thinking is what's gotten you to 4K. Okay? So
Yep.
I'm not trying to tell you that that thinking is wrong. What I'm trying to tell you is if you continue thinking like that, you will stay 4K.
Okay.
So what I try to tell people in regards to this kind of stuff is, okay, you've got one layer of farming, which is how to efficiently farm, basically. There are now 10 extra layers that are not there. And I'm going to introduce the number one. So right now you spend a lot of your time thinking, what's the optimal farm? What gives me the most gold? I want you to shift that focus. Shift focus from efficient farming patterns and what gives me the most gold to how far up can I play based on heroes and game state.
Right.
So go ahead.
I'm going to start writing this down myself. Actually.
That's fine, but I do have notes for you, and they will be sent to you, and they're in order of what we're talking about. But you're welcome to write down yourself.
Okay.
So, for me, you're going to get yourself killed because you think something's more efficient. When I need you to think, I'm walking up to this creep wave. How many seconds do I have before I die? Like down here later in the game where I said, dude, Mask of Madness, like, where's the sense of urgency? It's because you were scared. I knew that they would likely go on you. You knew it too. And that didn't register to clear the fucking wave fast. You were going to back up. Right? So I want you to, the goal that will boost you, it's going to, in the short term, get you killed. But you need to try to be as fucking precise about that timing and that line. Like, I have 3 seconds to kill this wave. I kill 2 out of 4 creeps and back up. I have 4 seconds, that's enough to kill the wave. Back in and run. And I'm going to beam the range creep on the way out. Like,
Okay.
how long do I have to do this? How long is it going to take for them to respond to me? So, like, during this time, I'm communicating to you your efficient farming patterns. But for me, what I would be thinking about during the game, and I'm not blaming you because I know you're overwhelmed, is who on their team is the catalyst for killing me? Brewmaster, right? Wherever he leaves map, which is right here, he left map, there is now an expanding circle of where he could be in the game, because I don't know where he is now, right?
Yeah.
So at this moment, he's right here. Every second that passes, the circle is like here now, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here. That's like what happens on the map. So if I'm farming a camp like this early game, you'll see carry players do it all the fucking time. And my choice now is to hope, basically, when is Brewmaster going to show top again, right? He's going to show top again when this wave gets there. Because that's what people will do. They'll walk back for the creeps. So in the meantime, my choice is to retreat according to this circle. And if I don't want to do that, I scan.
Mm-hmm.
So in the game, I told you a bit late, can you scan here to check Brewmaster? But I'm just giving you my perspective of who ganks me? Who ganks me when they go missing? Ever expanding circle of where they could be. Right? Don't be afraid to use scans. They will show again on the creep wave. And if they don't show by the creep wave, you'll have a good idea that they're coming after you. That's the indicator that they're coming after you.
Okay.
Yeah, the small camp hit, or the small creep hitting was actually hurting you a lot. This was unfortunate. You got fucking relocated into a bunch of mines. So I think in hindsight, if I was exactly you here, since you're a bit afraid of Slark and you're Luna, I would have probably had you TP here, clear this camp, and then go scoop up the wave. But that's really difficult to communicate in the game. But just based on like the 5 seconds of you waiting here and then backing up, that's probably what I would have done.
That was so. Remember at the start of the coaching session, we were discussing about like the matchup between a Juggernaut and a Necro, and you were like, I view this, and I was talking about posturing to try to like scare them off the wave.
Yeah.
That's what I did there. I was hoping that like he did not want anything to do with me. He had gotten his farm already, and the moment I right-clicked him, he would dip out. But he did not do that. He was like, oh, you want to right-click me? That's fine. I want to right-click you too. And that's why I remember you being like, why are you doing this? Like, I definitely felt a little stupid afterwards.
Yeah, sorry. My intent was not to make you feel stupid.
No, it wasn't you. It was because I saw my mistake, and it was funny because I knew we talked about this mistake, and I did it anyway.
I mean, that's actually it's funny that you're like embarrassed or it sounds like you're a bit embarrassed about your mistake, but the fact that you heard a mistake, you connected it to the situation, saw that that's what I was talking about, and then explained yourself, that's like for me a sign of awareness and success here. Like, what you're taking as like a bit of an embarrassing, oh god, I can't believe I still messed that up. I'm thinking there's no way in fuck you fixed it between us talking about it pregame and now. And you literally recognize the mistake in real time. Awareness is like 90% of the problem. So if you go into your future games and you recognize this scenario again, it's going to be fantastic. Because what he's thinking is not about intimidation. He's like, people have this gut feeling of who they're afraid of in the game. He's not afraid of you. Like, Slark doesn't give a shit about Luna. Like, just as a Dota thing, not like this individual player. Like, if I'm Slark with a Nature's Prophet on my team against Luna, I am not going to be afraid of Luna. Like, that's just, there's no, like, intimidation factor. That will work at really low MMRs. The higher you go, the more people are going to be thinking like I am, even if it's not conscious. Like, even if they're going off of vibes. Like, they will think this way. So we have to assume that people understand the way Dota heroes work. Like, that's how we have to act. So when you backed up and he chased you, actually, that worked out really nicely because he then overextended and got killed. I want you to think that you actually, if you had played that a bit more aggressive, this may not have ever happened, any of this. Like, if you fought him up here, instead of him chasing you to here and then backing up, none of this probably happens.
Right.
So I want you to think that, like, it's never quantifiable, but you knowing your limits there, like, meaning me getting you to back up, it plays a huge role in their exact positioning. And if you know your limits slightly better than they do, and then they overchase, that's how that fucking happens right there. What you just saw. So,
Right.
this was a case where Techies was respawning, and I'm like, you've got a disruptor behind you. Just push, push, push. Mask of Madness and run the fuck away. Run, run, run. And then, yeah, and then you get caught by this. Like, if you had Mask of Madness right away and ran away, like, been sidestepping backwards, really good preserving, like, really cautious optimal play, you wouldn't have died there, right? But I also don't think you would have pushed that wave normally, because in the game you said, like, I'm scared to push the wave.
I'll be honest. I know that Mask of Madness is like a core item because of the farming speed, the glaive speed on Luna, but I hate it because it silences you, and like in your head you're like you know, hit the Mask of Madness, kill the creep wave as fast as possible, and again that's probably the right thought. In my head I'm like, if I hit this Mask of Madness right now, I have no way to fight back. I have reduced armor. I'm silenced. I can't hit spells. I take more damage. So that's what, like, my thought process for not clicking the Mask of Madness.
Interesting. So, for you, you're telling me Mask of Madness means you're not going to fight back, so you're not going to be able to fight back, so you're not going to use it. For me, I said, I don't want to fight them. I'm going to use this to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So we're thinking the same thing. You're interpreting it as don't use Mask of Madness because I can't fight back. I'm saying use Mask of Madness because you don't want to fight them.
Right.
You see what I mean? So
yeah.
It's important that you share that with me because this is an example of you're not crazy. We just need to retrain what Mask of Madness means to you. If you don't want to fight them and you're afraid to use Mask of Madness, that's understandable. The benefit of the item is it clears the wave faster. So in times where clearing the wave faster has significance and you don't want to fight them, you fucking use it, right? But you're not thinking that way before this game. And that's okay. You've generalized Mask of Madness as I can't fight them back, so I don't want to use it when I'm showing on creep waves and I'm scared. That makes sense, but it doesn't cover that specific scenario. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So retrain, I'm just going to put in the notes, reconceptualize use of Mask of Madness when pushing waves. Like you'll have the you'll be able to follow that up with your own words. So it's really funny. So every time I'm clearing in the safe lane, the last thing I'm going to do is stand still and hit. I'm always going to hit back up, hit back up, hit back up. Because of this exact thing. We don't get hit by Mirana arrows, random techies. You know what I'm saying? So there were a lot of times where I wanted you to push the wave, but just do hit back. Like you're already escaping, basically, in this moment. And you'll avoid situations like these as well.
Back towards the tower?
Whatever direction you're intending to go after the creep wave.
Okay.
Because you're effectively mixing your travel time and your attack time. But my way is more efficient because you're not standing still to die. It's not more efficient by clearing the creeps and getting to your next camp faster. But like I said earlier, shift focus from efficient farming to where's the line that I can be. I just showed on this wave. As I show, I'm in more and more danger. I need to move the line. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So that's why your efficiency, because your way will do it faster. My way will keep me alive more. And we need to shift your balance of those two things.
Okay. That makes sense.
This was an important one where I said, you know, you're going to go to camp and then go back to wave if they're all showing. They're all showing, so you keep going. I understood your fear here, but I would have personally gone for it. But I can understand your fear. I think that's like a very small thing that I you know, is not important enough to me compared to the other stuff. Slark, I think shouldn't have gotten away, but I think that was more so Void Spirit's problem. So this is good where I told you to sit around here. Don't always need to feel pressure to hit the tower if you don't feel safe. But if I feel like I'm going to do a lot of damage or I'm useful, in this case, like, I'm just like, I don't want to get gone on, but I have a clip. So I'm going to stay near my team. So that's what we told you here. Feel free to interrupt me with questions. We are just a bit over time, so I'm going a bit fast.
Yep.
This was my bad. So no need to coach you on that one. Except for in the game I told you I thought your night vision would protect you, but that was me overlooking Mirana. So my idea of not going Ags here is BKB changes the way you can play the map, while Ags does not. So I'm just hypothetically, if we avoided this death, like I didn't get you killed there, we avoided this death right here. We would just have much faster items. Yep. And this kind of stuff adds up a lot. This one. I was a little bit paranoid that you beamed him right at the start. If you run into somebody on your own side of the map, the last thing you should do is cast your TB canceling spell on them. So that scared me a little bit, but Disruptor TB'd really fast, luckily. So in this exact instance, I want you to like completely rewire what a Manta is for. Manta is for waves that you're walking away from. So, and your teammates will not get.
Okay.
Manta is for waves you are walking away from and your teammates will not get. So here's an example of a time where I would use Manta after I clear this and send the Manta down lane. So that's a missed chance to use Manta. I'm gonna fast forward. Yep. But then you use Manta mid to send it down a wave that your teammates are already at. So this is just effectively a wasted Manta.
Yep.
I saw it a few times during the game. So just reconceptualizing a bit your Manta usage.
Okay.
So I know you were going to wait for your BKB to get a TP delivered here, but I had you TP deliver because you were at Ancients. I knew you were going here, and you were going to hit a dead end on your farming pattern.
Yep.
So, like, what do you do now? Like, after you kill these camps? Like, now what?
Right.
I would just say beamed too much for farm. You ran out of mana. So if you're with this facet, we don't want to beam for farm at all.
That's a bad habit.
Yeah.
I've had for a long time. It's very wasteful. It's screwed me a lot. It's one of those things where like I do it even though it's bad, and it's like it makes me feel like I'm incapable of learning.
Why do you beam creeps?
It depends. Most of the time in my head, it's like any extra damage kills this faster, which means I move to the next camp faster.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I just had this gut that it's like creeps die faster was going to be the answer. So I'm going to tell you that you have been operating under the how many GPM and how fast can I kill creeps? You've been operating under that assumption. Shift it to survivability and resources and just trust your gut to do the rest.
Okay.
What's happening here is you have this perception that you're incapable of learning, but what's actually happening is your focus is consistently on how fast can I kill creeps. So if your focus is purely on that, you're fucking owning. You're learning a lot. You've maximized the shit out of this. Think about it. We just need you to not focus on that anymore. Yeah. Because it is a useful skill. You needed it in order to get 4K. But now we need to balance fighting and farming. We need to balance interactions on the map. Like, we need to balance farming efficiency with survivability. We need to balance these things. And so right now, your pure number one priority is all about killing creeps as fast as possible, getting the most efficient creeps. And so when I say you're balancing survivability on the map, fighting, and farming, if you are always focusing on efficiency of farming, the other two are going to be hurt to that degree. Do you know what I mean? Like, however much you put too much into efficiency, it's taking directly away from the other two. So what's really hard about this is for literally however long you've played Dota, you've been like, I need to kill creeps faster. And now the way to get better is to completely go against that. Like, to literally say, I have to lower how fast I kill creeps to be better at this game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And does that hopefully better help you empathize with why you feel like you're not learning anything?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like, oh, I need to consciously stop doing something that has helped me for years. And there's a reason it helped me. It got me to 4K. So that's the kind of stuff I try to teach her. I mean, I think for you, that will be your most powerful takeaway, is seeing your efficient mind as hurting you, even though it's a useful skill. It's not bad. Not telling you to just drop everything you know. It's just, if you keep trying to maximize that, it's going to hurt you. Does that make sense?
Yes. So Luna was the hero that got me from, like, I want to say like 1.5K to 2.5K, and that, like, the only reason I really won those games is just because I was consistently the highest net value hero on the map. And there was a noticeable point where that stopped. You know what I mean? Where, like, just being the most farmed stopped working.
Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's, I mean, you're clearly very observant. So it's really important for your sake of your growth. Like, I have high confidence in people based on their awareness. Like, you're telling me, like, I did notice this. Oh, I did connect the dots between these two things. Like, for me, it's, you have the awareness, you are able to pattern recognize and connect dots. These are things that mean learning. So, like, from my point of view, you have the tools of the skill of learning. Now, the amount of awareness of consciously going against something that we've done for a long time is really hard. We all have our blind spots. We all have our systems, and sometimes we just don't. It's really hard. I think the majority of us, we aren't taught that when we've hit a wall, we're actually supposed to question everything we've done up until this point, rather than what do we do next. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, what got us here is great, but there's something we're currently doing that is the reason we've hit this fucking wall. I prefer not to think of it as a wall. I prefer to think of it as, are you American?
Yes.
Did you ever as a kid have those fucking things at parties or maybe like carnivals where you would start, it was an inflatable thing at the carnival, and you would have a thing strapped to you and there's a rubber band in the back and you would have to run forward and then it would pull you back?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what is happening to you, not a wall. So we need to check the fucking rubber band. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, you have the pattern recognition, you have the awareness to connect the dots. So I do actually kind of have to go, because we're over time. But for me, this will play out for the rest of your games. Is matchups on the map. You're not going to be very good at this right now. Okay? So submission, I talked about, explain to me everything you can about range creep dynamic in your lane. Like, that's in the submission. Okay? And then when playing map, like, describe to the best of your capabilities how the map, like, who affects who on the map, and what, and assess your own balance of efficiency versus versus survivability and farming. What I'm trying to say is, I just want you to say, I feel like I overfarmed a bit too much here. I didn't have mana for this fight because I beamed here. Like, if this were the replay you would submit to me, I would want you to talk about this fight. I lost this fight because I didn't have mana, and I didn't have mana because of these two random fucking beams back here. Like, that's what I would want in your submission. I would want to see how you saw your efficiency blocking you.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sweet. And then I'll just, like, I think you'll already do a lot to correct it on your own, but I'm also reminding you, it's just like pregame, you're not going to fucking fix this shit. You've been when I say fix this, you're not going to, like, come back to me and not do this. You're still going to do it. But every little bit less you're doing it, that's how much more you're surviving. That's how much better team fight impact you're having. So what's happening here, and this is my last note before I gotta go, what's happening here is I felt like you were constantly afraid in the game to play fights. I can relate to this. I basically played around farm efficiency for a really long time, and back when I did that, that was good enough to be like 9K. Okay? So I got to the same place that is probably the equivalent of 4K now, but it was like a way bigger deal back then because nobody like was optimal farmers and shit.
I've had this conversation with a buddy of mine that I feel like how Dota is played has left my type of player behind.
It has.
That it's a lot more like I like having small high impact plays and like hitting creeps, and like I feel like I would thrive in 2019 Dota, but in 2025 Dota I struggle so hard.
Yeah, and those small plays now come in. Like, the thing is, I guess my question is, do you view what I'm talking about as small plays as well, or is that not the same?
So I view what you're saying is a lot more plays, a lot more decisions, and that leaves more opportunities for me to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, so I when say you make a mistake 60% of the time, making 5 big decisions, you're a lot more likely to win. But if you make 100 decisions at a 60% success rate, now there's a lot more opportunity for the enemy team to screw you over. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, the as many little decisions as I have, correct decisions as I have to make now feels really bad for me.
I see. I'm going to... This is the last thing I say before I gotta go. This is food for thought, and I wish it's okay. It's not you're not doing anything wrong here. I don't have time to properly explain this to you, so I'd also just like to say you do have Dojo Plus. If you want to come to a class and we can talk 10 minutes more about it after you've done some reflection, that's fine. Okay?
Yep.
Basically, I think what's hurting you the most is that you are viewing things incredibly binary. It's a mistake or it's not. When you die, it's not I made a mistake or I didn't make a mistake. It's how long did I show on that creep wave? Could I have done it in 5 seconds instead of 4? Or 4 seconds instead of 5? Could I have retreated a little bit? What item usage could I have done? It's not yes or no. Break it down in details. What exactly did you do? Rather than the whole play is a mistake, dissect the play. What is the one thing I would change about that play? The one thing. Is it my positioning, my item usage, my ability usage, my map awareness? I didn't check the timer. What was the one thing you would change? So you are so much like me. Like, I'm literally talking to myself. So you're afraid of making mistakes. You're talking about the likelihood of mistakes going up because there's more decisions to be made. And you're viewing the decisions as mistakes or correct. And as long as you're thinking that way, you will paralyze yourself. I'm speaking from personal experience. Like, this is not talking down to you. This is me literally saying, like, I'm imagining myself a few years back, and I'm like, dude! But it's just food for thought. Food for thought is how often do you make your mistakes binary? That's my food for thought for you. Okay. I am going to save this document. This is Sadiv notes. I don't have a proper place to save this right now, so I'll save it there, and then I'm going to send it to you.
Thank you. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. See you
too.
later.
Later.
Yeah. Gotta send him this document. Oops. Okay, guys. I do have to go because I literally have a meeting in like 5 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. That was a VIP session. And that's it. Thanks for watching.